lot of this is in the eye of the beholder. You know, we say that beauty's in the eye of the beholder. A lot of what is out here on YouTube is in the eye of the beholder. It is what you deem valuable in terms of information. Is what works for you, just like I said. And once again, not black or white, not right or left, not right or wrong. It is what works for you. And I think that is something that we definitely need to continue to keep in mind in this community. Yeah, warning. I also think that it's important in this community, in any community that you're involved in any group or organization, that a few things to keep in mind: that you don't stoop to any level that is less than your personal conviction and beliefs. Only you can be responsible for you. You can't change another person's mind or their behavior, but you can change your mind. You can change your behavior. And I just think that that's really important for everyone to keep in mind. I also think that it's important to go back to those lessons that we learned as a kid, to learn to say I'm sorry, to learn how to forgive. But forgiveness doesn't mean that you have to be reconciled with that person. That just means forgiveness is something that God requires of us, and it's for us. Because, you know, how many times have you held on to something, and you just see the other person going on, they're bebopping along and act like they don't have a care in the world, and you're like, why are they like this when I'm still hurt, when I'm still upset? Forgiveness is even if you feel like you didn't do anything wrong, or if the other person feels like they didn't do anything wrong, it's really no skin off your toes. It's not going to kill you just to say, I'm sorry if you were offended. You don't even have to really 100% acknowledge that you were wrong. You can just say, I'm sorry if you were offended, or if you felt like I offended you. Because if that person is offended, then hopefully you can just say that. Also, okay, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a huge believer in reaping and sowing. In other words, karma. I believe that we are constantly reaping and sowing. And I want to sow forgiveness in my life. I want to sow grace and mercy, and for people to want to help me, and for people to care about me. And I feel like when we do things that are not along those lines, that we may be we're going to reap some things that we don't want to reap. And I don't think any of us wants that. So a lot of times, even when I feel something down to the core of my soul, and I feel like I'm right, or I feel like, a certain way, I feel very strongly about an issue, and I really want to tell that person how I feel, and I don't practice this all the time. As a matter of fact, I wish I had practiced it recently. In some situations, I would be in a different place right now. But I really am learning, and this situation has taught me also to really think before I speak, because it is so it's so hard to retract once stuff is out there in the atmosphere, once you've released it. And the Bible is very clear: life and death is held in the power of the tongue. Your words have life, your words have meaning, your words have power. And I don't want to speak death to a person, not physical death, but I don't want to speak bad things over a person, because I don't want that to come back to me. I don't want people to speak badly of me. That doesn't mean that I expect for everyone to like me, and to, for us all to be singing Kumbaya and that sort of thing. But I don't, they may say, oh, I don't really care for a deal like that, but I respect her. Or, you know, she's not my best friend, but I don't have anything bad to say about her. I do want that kind of life. I do want that kind for people, for the most part, to have those kind of impressions of me. That doesn't mean that I'm a people pleaser, by no means. If you knew how I was at work, y'all be like, this girl is off the chain. But it just means I'm just a huge believer in reaping and sowing. Reaping and sowing. The other thing, I think the last thing that I want to remind us of in this community, this natural hair community, is that this community is not centered around a single person, a company, or a set of practices. It is so individual. There are so many practices out there. There, as you know, well known, there are so many products and product lines out there for us to choose from. It is not it's not centered around any one thing or person. And that's the beauty of this community, is that we have so many choices. And for those that have been natural for many years, they can definitely attest to how far we've come in terms of choices and community and people that are in being able to have a relationship with others that are sharing this journey with us, and for being able to choose products and not have to necessarily mix up all of your own stuff, or not having to order things online because it's not ready available in a Walmart or a Target or places like that. They know how far we've come, and I'm excited, for one, that we do have the plethora of information, the plethora of products, the plethora of practices out there, because it has made my journey that much more enjoyable. Because if I have a bad hair day, I can do a search like that and come up with 10 videos, and then, you know, the next day my hair is looking fly. So there is just so much information out there. We have to appreciate one another. We have to appreciate the diversity of voice, and we just have to be, you know, somewhat respectful. When you're in a community, there are certain standards and rules, if you will, to live by in that community, so that community can thrive. And to me, the things that I just talked about in this video are some of the things that that I think will, if we keep those things in the back of our minds as we're watching videos, as we're making comments, as we're making videos, I think if we keep these things in the back of our mind, then we'll just have an easier time getting along as a community. We'll present a more unified and united face or front to the outside world, because you can best believe, sisters, we're not the only ones watching the videos that have been out for the past week or so. You know, there are other people out there that are watching our videos, and I got to say, personally, just the trendy socialite talking, I don't like for our dirty laundry or our disputes to be aired like that in a very, very public way. Not saying that we can't have them, not saying that, you know, some debate and discussion, no pun intended, isn't good, but when it gets to that level of disrespect, then I feel like we need to kind of cease and desist at that point, which, you know, I think is in the process of being done. I love everybody in the natural hair community, even if I don't know you, even if I've never met you. I love everyone in the natural hair community. And any community organization that I'm a part of, I want it to thrive. I want it to prosper. I want it to be the very best that it can be. And that's my heart toward this community. And I just wanted to share with you, once again, this is my heart. You are free to disagree and discount what I've said. I hope that you won't discount it all, but I'm interested in hearing your feedback, and would love to converse with you about it further. So leave your comments below. Take care. This is probably going to be a 2-part video because I am just I hope all is well with you, and I love you all. Take care and be blessed. Bye.